guys, and welcome back. This is Chosenarchitect, and today we're jumping back to some more All the Mod 7 to the sky. Hopefully you guys are ready. So jumping right in, you may notice some things look quite different. Yes, some textures were changed in the latest update of this mod pack, and it looks like Chipped did some good things, but also changed some textures. As you can see, these are actually connected textures, which means we now have some connected textures, which I am so excited about, because that was one thing I was complaining about. It's like, oh, these just don't have that connected texture. Now they do, and you can see that by this, but it does seem like concrete got an overhaul, and well, I have to now find a new block to replace these. So with all that out of the way, I got some pretty neat stuff done. Let's take a look at the stuff that I worked on. And as you can see, the stairs I have not yet changed, and including these. I'm still trying to figure out what I want for those. But down here, I really like this this hazard material. Kind of fits with the whole industrial vibe. But today, we are going to be speed running the Twilight Forest. And when I mean speed running, it's going to be basically a compilation of killing bosses, because I have done this so many times. Honestly, you can just Google Chosenarchitect and Twilight Forest, and you're going to see a ton of videos of me going through. Honestly, all the way back to where I originally learned how to get through the Twilight Forest. Like, there was a journey at one point where I didn't actually know how this mod worked. So, yeah, that was a long time ago. And, well, today, we've already got most of the bosses, or at least the hard bosses, completed, I think. The majority is going to be, I think one of the hardest bosses is already completed. So if we take a look at the map here, this kind of makes it a little easy to see where things are at, instead of using the actual Twilight map. But over here is an area. Over here is an area. This is actually the Twilight Lich that we've already fought. And then this is the maze where we fought the Naga. Now, inside of our quest line, we've already done actually this whole section here where we gathered the map. Now the ram, you have to feed it all the different color wools. That's its own thing, not really required to progress. Now the swamps, this is where we're going to be moving to next. So it tells me I need to get a blank maze map and then also some beef. Now to make the blank maze map, I actually need some paper on me. That's usually a requirement, but I don't think I'm going to need all of that. I just need it to actually complete this section, because I'm going to try and use something from this mod to actually get through this maze. So to be able to do the thing that I want to do to be able to speed run this is I'm going to need a very specific spell that is going to be tier 3. Now to upgrade my book to tier 3, we have everything except for the Wilden Tribute. So I need to get the Wilden Tribute. This is going to be a boss battle all in itself. It requires this to be set up. And then I believe I can use this and augment it with these. I don't know how you augment it. I guess you just toss them in. And there we go. They're all tossed in. And then you activate it. Oh boy, I've got to get ready for a boss battle. And I don't know how bad this is going to be, because it might end up killing me, even in this armor. All right, this is the boss. All right, so it does go through multiple phases. It looks like we are going to be able to take this guy out so quickly. But look at this. It does so many cool things. But I'm about to wreck this thing's world. All right, so that's the first stage of the boss. I think it has 3 stages. This next one is kind of crazy. Yeah, it can fly. Okay. You got to come down, right? Oh my God. What? I'm so glad I didn't do this at my base. Don't do this at your base. All right, this next one is, I believe, the spiky boy. Oh boy. Oh no, it's the same one. It's just incredibly angry now. It's so crazy how we don't take any damage. All right, you've got to drop it. Yes. Oh, thank goodness. Look at this crater that it put in the ground. Don't do this at your base. You will regret it. Wow, but now I have everything I need in order to upgrade this to a tier 3 and get that cool spell that's going to allow us to really bypass some of the hardest things in this pack. I'd say hard, but it's tedious. There's going to be some of the hardest things, or most tedious things, that are part of the Twilight Forest. So here we go. I get to upgrade my spell book to the Archmage spell book. Very nice. And this is the spell that I want. If I go to tier 3, it is called the Intangible. It's going to require some of the things that we already have. Thankfully, we already have all of this stuff. Causes blocks to temporarily turn into air. Can be modified with amplify or blocks of higher hardness. This might become a problem. I don't know if we can 100% use this. I've not tested it. But if we can increase the hardness enough, maybe we can get through some of the maze blocks. That's going to be the thing, is getting through some blocks. And then we have AoE, and then duration down, and extended time can all be used on this. So I'm going to get this material, this one made, the intangible. We should be good. So here we go. I'm going to select it. It needs all of the items. And thankfully I can put them on the table. Oh, I used that one wrong. There we go. It actually used it. It consumed it and used it. That's interesting. All right. Everything we need is right here. And then I learned that. And let's go ahead and set this up as a spell that we can use. So I'm going to set it to 8 maybe, or actually 9 is empty. So we can say touch, and then we need intangible, and then we can just amplify it a whole lot. Let's do AoE and then amplify. I don't know how much this is going to use. And let's see. We should be able to get through. Oh, it technically broke the door. Houston, we have a problem. But as you can see, it allowed me to walk through here just like that. Look at that. It's technically not supposed to be breaking anything. So we can actually get through blocks and materials without having to worry about them breaking. Other than the door. I think the door is, yeah, that's another issue. So now that I have all that done, I need to basically, I've already taken out these 2 bosses. So to go in progression, we need to find the swamp area. And I believe it is this space right up here. And this is what I'm going to be looking for. I've got to make it there. And we can get into our, I guess, next challenger. Now, if it's your first time going through the Twilight Forest, I highly recommend just doing it on your own. Like actually going through and manually fighting these guys. But for me, I want to try to get through this the quickest way possible. So there's going to be a little bit of cheese involved. Now, let's see if this spell is going to work. Oh, it totally does. As you can see, I'm able to get through these maze stone bricks. So this is the structure that you're going to be looking for. And we have a maze to complete before we can get to the Naga. Now, technically, I guess you could do other things first. But we're going to go ahead and go down here. And there's going to be a bunch of mobs that spawn. Lots of darkness. But we should be able to get through most of this. Simply because we can go right through the walls. Like, this makes checking for areas so much easier. So I've technically already found the next path down, which is really, really handy. So we're already down on the next floor. And I think there's 2 floors. Yeah, there's a lot of loot, by the way. We want to grab that because that's going to blow up. Oh, boy. Yep, that's a thing. Lots of bad mobs spawned down here as well. Oh, my goodness. Yep, let's continue to look. As you can see, there is bedrock, which means we should be on the bottom layer, I think. So I know this is incredibly dark, but this is actually a room that is really important. Notice down here, there's a pressure trap. And I am going to need this to complete our quest, the Maze Map Focus. Let me go ahead and get a crafting table set up because I brought paper specifically for this. Now, the crafting table can be made up inside of this book. I can use anything. This one I have set up to summon a horse. And so I can go self and craft, I think. And there we go. We have a crafting table. So all I need is the paper with this, and that should hopefully complete our quest here. There we go. And the nice part is I can also use this map to now hopefully find where the boss is lingering. Well, I found the boss, and it is right here. So all I gotta do is break through this. The boss is going to spawn. And yeah, don't hate on it. It's just these weapons are incredibly powerful. And that was the boss. This is kind of a mini boss though, honestly. I like the next boss, which is going to be the Naga. Now, using this map is a great way to actually find this thing that I'm looking at right here. Believe it or not, inside this room is something special. And is actually a part of the quest line if you're really wanting to complete this. So let's go ahead and set this here and hope that this does not... I mean, you can break through these blocks. It takes a long time. Or you could potentially get into this room like this. I'm going to have to step through here and trust that I have enough mana. You know what? I'm gonna just break through it. You got to be very, very careful though, because once we hit a certain point, there are pressure plates. So I'm going to be using my spell to check this. But this is how you actually get the maze breaker. As you can see, right there is where I need to go. So like I said, got to be very careful with breaking through this, because there are traps. There are traps all through this. Oh goodness. For this, I am definitely turning my magnet on, because I do not want the item to go through here. But as you can see, we have a bunch of pressure plates. I'm going to pick them all up. And inside here should be some highly sought after gear, including a maze breaker, which is probably around the corner. Let's see. No, not actually here. So it is in neither one of these chests. Where is the maze breaker out of all this stuff? What? Well, maybe it's in another one, but this is how you would find the maze breaker. What luck. So with that one out of the way, it is time for us to go after the dragon, the fire-breathing dragon. Honestly, this is probably one of the most iconic, like, bosses from this mod. 100% the most iconic. Now, we're taking fire damage? No, we shouldn't be taking fire damage because we technically beat the boss. Oh, I think the reason why we are taking fire damage is because we have to actually consume something first, I believe. So this right here gave us Mighty Stroganoff, and I believe we have to consume the Stroganoff first. So that should be in our bag, and it is not mushroom stew. It is the beef stroganoff. So we need to eat this, and then you notice this effect goes away, and now we can actually fight this boss. Oh boy. Now, this guy, pretty easy to actually fight, so long as you understand its mechanics. So every time it shoots like that, you'll see the powder like this. You know that it's going to be shooting the balls out of its mouth. When you see this, the flames, it's going to be shooting the flames. So the goal is to knock these back at it into its mouth if you can. Like, shoot it back at its head. That's the thing to do. Of course, and try your best not to get hit. It's going to happen though. Look at that. And then before you know it, you're going to have this guy down. Here we go. Look at that. And if you really want to, you might be able to get up in here and hit him for a little bit of damage. It's not going to do a whole lot though. And they can pick you up. Yeah. Or you could just go for the heads, you know. But I can tell you it's not going to be a good idea to do that, because more heads will grow from this. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, don't get too close either. We actually might be able to defeat this quite quickly. This guy is mad. There we go. I still think this is one of the quickest ways of doing it. Oh boy! And there we go! Fireballs, and the Hydra is gone. Perfect. Now, this should, after the particle effects, it should drop a chest. Yes. And there we go. A lot of the stuff that we need, like the blood and stuff like that. And these Hydra chops are fantastic, by the way. So many good things. Also, I think you can wear these heads. Oh my goodness, that scared me. Yeah, I can walk around now looking like a champ. Actually, we should be able to put this into this slot, and I can actually have my helmet on, so we get full protection from this. So cool. So technically the next boss would be kind of difficult. It's kind of hard to find this boss. But believe it or not, I've already really beaten it. It spawned in as an actual boss. I know, that sounds crazy, but it spawned in as a boss. So the Twilight Forest, I already have 2 of them because 2 of them spawned in. And I ended up getting 2 kills. And to show you where they spawned over here. I killed them, and they actually dropped chests right here. Like, I have no idea. This is also another one I think that spawned. Or maybe that's where it spawned. And yeah. So I kind of get to skip the Phantom Night area. Now the Phantom Night area is probably, it's pretty scary. Pretty scary in there. It's quite dark, and it is another maze. But the hardest part is just finding where the boss is at. Honestly, the bosses are not that difficult. So with that, we're moving to the Ur-Ghast. And this one should actually be pretty simple. However, I think I'm going to need some sort of ranged damage attack. I could use the spell book maybe, or a bow of some kind. I don't know. I think we can get it low enough that we can actually hit it with our sword. I mean, I do have this incredibly nice bow that I ended up getting as a drop off of a mob. And this could be kind of nice as well. We can go ahead and throw some arrows in our inventory. Let's do this because honestly, this boss is quite easy to kill. And it is going to be located in this fluffy foresty area, and it's going to be right in the middle here. Like I said, should be quite easy to kill this thing. Just like I said, a nice spooky forest. Ooh, so spooky. But right in the middle, we've maybe, oh yeah, I didn't realize how large this was. You can go underneath, that's where you find the forest, but this is what I'm looking for. This tall beast right here. Oh, and is it preventing me from going in here? Oh, it is. Okay, so I might actually have to find the forest anyways. I might have to do it anyways before going in there. Interesting. By the way, the roof is incredibly difficult to get through, by the way. So this area right here is what I'm looking for that is underneath the canopy. I just don't know. Do I have to fight the boss, or do I just have to open the portal first? By the way, I'm small right now. There we go. Do I have to place this in? By the way, that ruined my Naga trophy. I think that might allow us in because I've technically already fought the boss. So let's see if I can now go through the darkness. Aha! Yes, I didn't have to go through all that. So here we are. I am going to be basically bypassing all of the awesome maze stuff that is in here. I know the maze stuff is definitely worth doing. There's actually a couple of parts that I would like to grab, but I can worry about that later. Let's see. Whoa, it gives them freezing. Okay, so we're going up here and we are going to initiate the boss battle. And yes, all you have to do is just walk up here. Now, I don't know if I can just up and kill it. No, probably not a good idea. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to actively do what's required of me. Basically, there's going to be a couple of phases. Yeah, I need to basically knock these back at it. That's one good way to do it. There we go. And then there's going to be a couple of phases. Oh, man, that face is horrifying. Did they change the texture of this thing? I don't remember it being that bad. Okay, so this is rain phase. And what should happen is we should get some little guys spawning right over here, for example. And we do this, and it sucks them all in. There's like a little mini game. Yes, right here. Come on. You can, oh wait, we have to kill them first. And then it should pull. It should pull it over here. It's super loud too. All right, so here we go. Here we go, for example. And no, I missed my chance. There we go. And then we can hit it with the bow. And that's the damage phase. And then we just rinse and repeat. Just like this. Here we go. Perfect. Damage phase done. This is so horrifying looking. But there we go. It is dead. And we get our crate. Man, that is a horrifying reskin of that face. I do not remember it being that crazy. Wow. Okay, well, with that boss out of the way, well, we have a couple more to do. The next mini boss is, well, this fella. We got to pop in here real quick and take this guy out as quick as possible, because honestly, that's the mini boss we have to kill. And I don't, yeah, ooh, nice. We got a nice little chest. Also, these little guys are fantastic to go ahead and take out as well, because they give you ice bombs, and ice bombs can be used, well, to ice bomb things and literally turn them into a block of ice. Yeah, I think they're incredibly powerful. Like, that's an incredibly powerful thing. Okay, with this mini boss killed, it is time. Oh, if you're not worried about armor anyways, it is time to fight the Ice Queen. And I think we should be able to kill the Ice Queen quite quickly with our book here. Because normally this spell or this maze is quite difficult to manage. But I know exactly where this witch likes to hide, or this snow witch. And it's right at the very top. Now there's a couple of towers it can be, but I'm predicting it is right here in this very top one. Or it's going to be this one. So let's see. Will the pass through let us in? And it is. So I don't think it's in this one, but is it in this one? Yes. So this right here is the boss. And what we have to do is we have to get in here through the edge and kill the Witch Queen, or the Snow Queen. Now the Snow Queen does this really cool thing where it dive bombs. But I don't even think it's going to get the chance, because we are going to wreck this Snow Queen. Just like that. This kind of reminds me of like Mario, this whole boss interaction, normally. There we go. Clear skies. We are getting through this so quickly. I'm super happy. And oh, which bow did we get? Oh, we got the Seeger bow. So the Seeger bow basically attracts onto enemies. I like the Tri-bow a little bit better, but this one is still really good. All right, on to the next boss. Also, don't forget the little friends here. I just had to take out one of them. Don't hate me. You know what? This one's even cuter. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm on my way.
No penguins were harmed in making this video.
Now, in this next part, technically, I need to go down underground here in this whole area. Let's see. I might be able to make my way down here quite quickly by utilizing this. Yeah, we can get down here pretty efficiently. It's gonna be quite bright though, stroby. But underneath is a really large area. Let's see if I'm making it down here quick enough. There we go. And we're gonna need access to this down area anyways because of this giant obsidian block. Let's go ahead and get my light here. This giant obsidian block we're going to need, but there are smaller obsidian chests that are sprawled out here as well. There's also some really cool mobs that spawn down here. Ah, here's one of the smaller ones. And so all we got to do is break into this. And if you don't have flight, you're going to use these magic beans and this soil. And this is how you would normally get up top. Also, there's some trollsium. I don't know if that turns into regular stone. No, it's got its own material, which is kind of cool. All right, back up is where we need to go. So to get up here, I think I need a little bit of an area. Let's see. And I can place some of the soil. Plant the bean, and we get a beanstalk that we can go out. Yes, it is a reference. You already know the reference. James. No, it's not James the Giant Peach. Jack and the Beanstalk. And it's going to go all the way up to the top. This is such a climb to get up here, by the way. But this is how you would do it. You'd put it right on the edge. And thus the giants are here, and they're going to be quite scary with them peeking around like that. Skulk chosen. But yeah, this is the one we need. We actually need this pickaxe. So I'm going to throw all my stuff in here. And we actually got the pickaxe, which is kind of nice. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't get the sword as well. There's our sword. There'd be another pickaxe if I wanted it. But yeah, all these are like larger blocks. I don't know. It's just so goofy. All right, we need to go back in the hole that we just came from. So back on top of that giant obsidian, here is our pick. And we've got to break through this slowly but surely. And there it goes. Perfect. And inside here, we should get a lamp of cinders. Yes. The lamp of cinders is what we actually need, because if we were on foot, well, the lamp of cinders is basically the only way that we are getting back. So let's get back to the surface. Now with the lamp of cinders, we can get access to the castle. And this is actually how you would break through, is just like this. So you'd hold this, it would convert all this into burnt thorns, and you can actually walk your way up here to the main part of the castle. Well, we have flight, so it's a little bit easier for us. But there's a few mazes that you can use to get up here, or honestly, you could just block your way up. At this point, this mod is still in the works. And it does look like, I don't remember there ever being green thorns. Apparently that's a thing. But right here is the final boss. Now it's a completely purple box right now. I wonder, this final boss here, you win. You can join the Twilight Forest Discord. There used to be a little character you can fight, but I don't know if that's the thing anymore. Maybe not. So I don't know. Maybe there's I don't think you can get through it anymore. Like this would that's what the boss would be. Now this does, let me go ahead and complete all these. It does say that every rose is a thorn, so it says 12 thorn roses. Use a lamp of cinders. You now are able to break through thorns. Gather some thorn roses. Interesting. So these are a thing you can get. And then it says the final boss is basically collecting all the different doors. Yeah. And then the real final boss is collecting all the different tree types. And technically, we've beaten the Twilight Forest here. I mean, honestly, we've done it. Now we have to collect some doors. By the way, here are the thorn roses. Do I have to use these to pick them up? Oh, it requires a hoe. Nope, you definitely don't need a hoe. You can just use the break spell. And it puts it right in your inventory. Yes. So yeah, now I'm just collecting all the different door types. By the way, if you're having trouble finding the violet doors, which I was, they're actually down underneath the spawner. Kind of hidden, actually kind of hard to find. But they are definitely down there. And I found at least 9 of them. And let's see, enter the plateau. Maybe you have to go to another area to find more. Unless there's more down here. But all I've really seen is the pink. I think it's for the main entrance area. Well, I think that was probably the fastest I have gone through and killed all of the bosses of the Twilight. Now, this wasn't due, I basically didn't do all this for nothing. This actually had a reason to be done. And that, well, is a part of the Master of Oblivion. This actually requires the Snow Queen trophy. So we at least needed to fight the Snow Queen. I know it wasn't that far in, but the Snow Queen was definitely a reason, and we definitely needed to make that. So that was one of the few things that we actually have to get in order to get to the ATM star. So I hope you guys enjoyed all of those shenanigans, because yeah, it was actually quite fun. Now, with that out of the way, we have room for way more things. There's going to be a lot more about to happen very soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you look forward to the next one. If you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And of course, guys, let's thank the sponsor of today's video. And well, guys, that huge thanks is going to be going to Cage. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member and supporting this channel. Guys, I want to say a huge thank you, guys. for the last week where I went on a trip. Of course, I didn't get to put out as many videos as I would absolutely hope, but I was able to get at least 3 videos out that week. And I want to say thank you guys for understanding and appreciating that. And I know that I did not get a video out on Sunday. If you guys are watching this as of upload, I normally publish a video out on Sunday, and I didn't have any streams to put together. So of course I did not stream last week, but I am back on normal schedule. So be sure to check that out. If you guys want to follow me over on Twitch, you can follow me over at twitch.tv/Chosenarchitect. And or of course just give me a nice little subscribe here if you haven't already. Guys, I really appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and guys, I will see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.